Thank you all for coming today. We're going to be picking predominantly red grapes today. We're going to be making those into a rosé wine rather than a red wine as usual, because the red grapes... It's been a very challenging year because almost everything that could have gone wrong weather-wise has gone wrong. And the result is that we've got very small bunches of grapes with uneven ripeness. Partially because they've set small grapes and big grapes together, and the small grapes are ripening much faster than the bigger grapes, and partially because we've now got quite a lot of rot getting into the vineyard because it's been such a wet autumn. So we do the quality control in the vineyard by cutting away the bad grapes and the unripe grapes, which slows things down in the vineyard, but at least we'll end up with a decent quality wine, even though we won't have that much of it. Although it's been a bad year, and hopefully we won't have another year quite as bad as this in terms of the variety of bad weather that we've had, we just need to press on. Growing grapes in England is always going to be a challenge with the weather that we've got. We haven't given up on the vintage, but we're going to have to make different wines to our normal ones. So our normal, really fresh, fruity, relatively low acidity white wines we can't make this year because the acidity levels are much, much higher, and we're probably going to turn this into a sparkling wine. The reds, I'm going to not try and make a red wine this year because the tannins won't be ripe and it'll be very green and quite horrible, so we're going to try and make a rosé wine out of the red varieties. Like every job, there are highs and lows in doing this. The harvest is always a high, even if we don't get very much, because it's the end of a year's hard work. But overall, it's a wonderful thing to do. You spend a lot of time outside. You work with the weather, you try and compensate for the weather where you can by what you do in the vineyard. And yeah, so overall, it's a really good thing to do.